What's going on, guys? So for those of you who don't know, Apple released the iPod Touch 2 days ago. This is a brand new iPod Touch that doesn't have that many new features, but either way, I'm really excited to actually try this out. So you might be wondering, what is new with this new iPod Touch? And it's literally just that it's faster. It's got the A10 Fusion chip, which isn't the fastest chip in the world, but either way, the people who are going to use this iPod Touch, the A10 Fusion chip should be more than enough. Let's go ahead and... I'm not really a big fan of this packaging. I wish Apple would add like the iPhone packaging in the iPod Touch. This packaging is so old and Apple hasn't even updated. By the way, I got the 32 gig gold version. Of course, gold. I've always been such a fan of the gold. Let's take a look on what's in the packaging, because it's actually pretty important, because this iPod does not have a power brick, which is pretty annoying. So you guys can see, we've got a lightning cable, we've got earpods, not AirPods, earpods, but we don't have a power brick, which is pretty frustrating. Let's see. By the way, I'm actually curious because I haven't actually seen any unboxings. Does this actually have a headphone jack, earpods, or do they actually have the lightning earpods? Nope. Okay, it's the lightning earpods. And we're going to talk about that in just a second, because the iPod Touch actually does have a headphone jack, which is actually pretty interesting. Apple, do you see the power brick? Do you see it anywhere? No? Yeah, I don't see it either. So yeah, that's what's in the box. We've got a lightning cable, we've got earpods, and do we not even get Apple stickers? Okay, yes we do. Oh, they're small. Look, Apple, they're really small. You don't want to be part of this unboxing? Alright, let's move everything to the side, and let's go ahead and take a look at the iPod Touch, because it's actually not different at all. How do you take this out? I've never unboxed an iPod Touch, like the new ones. Okay, this is satisfying. Boom and boom. That gold is really, really beautiful. So if we actually take a look at the previous generation, which is this one right here on the right, they're literally exactly the same design. Apple hasn't changed anything. As I said, the only thing that Apple has changed is the actual chip. All right, so I've officially set up the iPod. Everything feels really, really fluid, of course, as expected with the A10 Fusion chip. So with iOS 13 just around the corner, Apple basically updated the iPod Touch like this. It could actually be compatible with iOS 13, because my old iPod will probably not be compatible anymore with iOS 13. So that's why Apple kind of updated. They just wanted to put a spec bump. It's kind of frustrating, as I said, because they could have been really cool with it. They could have had a really, really cool design. Maybe they could have gotten rid of the headphone jack. They could have added Touch ID, because I don't know, it just feels kind of outdated to still put a password in 2019 especially. But of course, if we think about it, this iPod Touch is not for us. This iPod Touch is not for the tech geeks. It's not for the tech fanatics. It's for basically kids who their parents don't let them have an iPhone. I know, like, some of you out there might be thinking, an iPhone SE is literally $25 cheaper. You can probably find it in Walmart or in Target or in eBay for $25 cheaper. But maybe some parents just don't want their kids having an iPhone that can actually have a SIM on it. Well, maybe you could tell them to not put the SIM on it. Yeah, maybe, but that's what this iPod is for. It's for basically kids who don't, for their parents that don't want their kids to have an iPhone. So the camera's not the greatest. It's got a 1.2 megapixel camera with 720p video, which is meh. So it's got a headphone jack. Interesting move. Of course, you'll still be able to use your AirPods with this brand new iPod Touch, which is great. We've got a lightning port and one speaker. We don't have any more speakers. The only speakers that there are right on the bottom. We have group FaceTime now, which is cool. So if you wish you could have group FaceTime with your iPod Touch, you now can. You also have AR on the iPod Touch, which was a feature that wasn't available on the older previous generation iPods. And that's it. I will probably upload my review on the brand new iPod Touch tomorrow, so definitely subscribe if you're new to this channel. I've got some strong opinions on this guy, because there's a lot of people thinking that the iPod Touch does not make sense in 2019. I actually made a video on why you need an iPod Touch, so definitely check it out. Links in the description. So yeah, get excited for the review. Oh, also, before I forget, look what Huawei sent me. Huawei sent me the Huawei P30 Pro review, and I'm excited to actually review it. Check it out. It's a beautiful phone. I'm excited to review this guy as well, so that will be up in the channel later on this week. I just want to try it out first. USB-C headphone jack, beautiful design, good camera. So I'm excited. I'm actually really excited to test this out. This week will be a busy week, so make sure you're subscribed. Like this, you're not missing out on the Huawei P30 Pro, the iPod Touch review, and a bunch more content that is really going to come. So yeah, I'll see you. Goodbye. Goodbye, everybody. Apple, say goodbye.